But I think I know we have the best ProMaster there is on the market today. And that's why we're doing this video, is kind of convince you, okay, why? Because they are a lot of money. There is a separation of money. You'll find that Roadtreks are probably a little more expensive than the competition, and there is a reason. It takes a month to build a Roadtrek compared to 4 days or 5 days that some competition does paint. You can come. Come on, buddy. Come on over. Let's see. We have a future client here, customer. What's your name? Shake my hand, buddy. There you go. Will you hold these books for me? Yeah, you hold those for me. All right. Okay, so technology. So what I'm going to kind of paint a picture, especially if you own a motorized today, and you're thinking about trading up and going into a van that gives you the ability to RV. So this is an important thing. I like to call this a van that gives you the ability to RV. It's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? What it means is the size. What size is it? How long is it?
20 feet, 11 inches.
No, but close. How long is it?
I know.
How long is it? Here, how long is it?
20 foot 9.
20 foot 9. See, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm
So
super smart. I know that.
I know. Good call. You stick around with me, buddy. We're going places. Okay, so 20 foot 9. So the average parking spot in North America is 21 feet. So why wouldn't you consider this a van that you use every day? Because it's front wheel drive, 9-speed transmission. I'm going to tell you it's 15 miles per gallon. It's probably a little bit more, but I like to under promise. It's got the best turning radius in a van, so you can check that on the internet. I'm not misleading you there. Adaptive cruise control, blind spot indicators, 360 camera, on and on and on. So it's a great van that gives you the ability to have air conditioner wherever you go. I don't need power, so I don't need to buy power. I don't need to go to a campground and rent power because I got to wear my CPAP machine or run the air conditioner. I don't need power. I'm totally self-contained as far as needing power. I call that a ball and chain. When I need something in order for me to go RVing, like a camping spot or power, what have you, that's a ball and chain. Fridges, for instance, I call a ball and chain. The old fridges that were gas and electric fridges, it would take 10 hours to get the fridge ice cold. So that would restrict me from instantaneous usage. So in other words, if it's in my parking lot, it's like, I want to get away this weekend. Well, I got to wait till tomorrow. If I start my fridge today, I'll be ready till tomorrow. So that restricts me from just saying I'm leaving. The nice thing with a van that fits in any parking spot, or I don't have to pay for parking, is that I don't have to make plans. Other vans that have generators or need power, I have to map out, or I need to park. I need to map out if I'm going to California or coming to South Carolina. I got to map out the places, get my credit card out, make reservations that I can park my vehicle. I call that a ball and chain. So our goal is to eliminate all that. And how do we do that? We're charging the system, instead of charging the battery system or usage of all your appliances and fridge, instead of using a propane to run a fridge, or instead of using a generator to run everything, we're using three different things. First is, it's in the book. Let me see the book, big guy. Thank you. Hold on. You stay right there with me here. You hold this one.
Thanks.
I'm going to show inside this book. We're using a thing called an underhood generator. What an underhood generator is an oversized alternator, separate. If you can see that picture right there, right here. Okay. And then I'll share it because I'm going to give the book back to my buddy. So I'm going to also share, this is an inverter, a 3,000 watt inverter, and this is lithium, 600 watts of lithium. And then we also use 300 watts of solar. I'm going to slow down. Thanks, buddy. So the underhood generator, which is an oversized alternator, second, not the chassis alternator, a second separate alternator is installed underneath here. It's attached to your engine with a serpentine belt. What that's doing is every time the engine runs at idle or going down the highway, it's charging a huge bank of battery power, 600 amp hours of lithium. That's 2 batteries, each are 300 amp hours of lithium. This technology started, and you can go online and quote me, I'm not taking credit for it, but our company in the time started this technology. We're the first company to ever go here. It took us many, many years to get it right, and I can understand why, considering it's never been done before. So we've been using the same technology, but advanced and expanded with the same basic foundation of what we invented to give this technology today. Many, many, many years of pain and many, many years of cost to get us to where we are today. But I'm so grateful that we did that. Now everyone is following, and there are differences. For instance, you better please ask your your dealer, if you're looking at a different van opposed to Roadtrek, does the alternator need to be at a certain RPM to charge the batteries? You're going to find the answer to a lot of that is yes, 1500 RPMs in the competition. Not all of them, but a lot of them have that restriction. So you have to put your foot on the gas to get the charging to effect. This does not have that. It is at idle, so that's very important. It's charging 280 amps. It's not converting from AC to DC. So what that means is I'm getting a direct charge to the batteries that lowers the time to charge. For instance, this B Plus right here has a generator, which I believe is like a 4.5 or 5 in that unit right there. That generator to charge your batteries converts from AC to DC, along with every generator in an RV, which means it takes so much longer to get the power you need into the batteries. What's the efficiency? I can charge 600 amp hours, a huge bank of battery power, from a 10% to 100% at idle at approximately 50 minutes per battery. So that's 1 hour and 40 minutes. I will have a full charge at idle. Of course, if I'm driving and I'm charging the batteries, I will have a lot shorter time of charging because my RPMs are so high. But at idle, let's just say 2 hours. 1 hour per battery at idle, okay? So 2 hours to charge those batteries. A generator will take 5 times more longer to charge the same batteries because of the conversion. So what does that mean? I'm using a generator opposed to an alternator. In the generator, I have noise, emissions, and 200 pounds of weight. I have servicing and oil changes. And frankly, I can't use a generator in a B van for me because the beds are usually in the back, and that's where we used to install generators, and where everybody installs generators today is right in the rear of the coach, right underneath your bed. So if you're a guy like me that wears a CPAP machine, I need power all the time. So if I'm driving a van that doesn't have this technology, and I'm driving across the country to do the work that I do, blessed to do, if I'm driving across the country and I get tired, I have to continue to drive to find someone or some place that I can pay so I can plug it in, so I can plug in my CPAP and have power so I can go to sleep. Because I can't sleep with a generator running underneath my bed. I'll never sleep. So with this coach, I never have to have that problem. If I see a spot I want to stop and crash or go to sleep or get some rest or take in the view or just say, hey, this is exactly where I was wanting to find, I don't need power. I have full power. I just turn my key off and I have all my appliances. So what I'm doing is underhood generator is charging a huge bank of battery power, and that's 600 amp hours, and then I'm using a 3,000 watt inverter to convert AC or to convert to 110, my batteries to 110. Then I'm using 300 watts of solar on all units excluding a pop top, which is 200 amp hours. So any pop top we call slumbers have 200 amp hour or 200 watts of solar. Everything else has 300 watts of solar, okay? That's a flex mat. It's because of the weight. So we can't put this amount of solar on that because of the weight. 5 pounds or 10 pounds like this is nothing, but 10 pounds over your head feels like 100 pounds. So it's the weight, okay? But I'm not going to say that's a bad thing because the solar, nothing's running on solar. I get that all the time. People say, what's running on the solar? Nothing. What the solar is just keeping energy being pumped into your batteries to keep them topped off. To give you an idea of that, I can sit in the middle of this parking lot with sunshine and I can run everything in my RV excluding the air conditioner. I'll get to that in a second, but I can run my microwave, because that's intervals. Run my convection oven, that's intervals. And I won't have to charge my batteries probably ever if I have sunshine, because the solar is maintaining the usage of everything in the coach, including the microwave and convection or the induction. But if I use the air conditioner, the solar cannot keep up. That's the largest parasite of power. But on one charge, you'll get 6 hours of runtime on your air conditioning. On one charge, you'll get 104 consecutive hours of running your fridge. And then when you get low, turn the engine on. It's really great for people that have pets, dogs, cats, what have you, because if I'm driving a different van and I want to go use it as a van, because they said a van that gives you a ability RV. If I want to go to a Walmart, go for dinner, go shopping or what have you, and have my dog, well, my dog can be inside. I can lock up the coach in the middle of the parking lot, put the keys in my pocket, nothing's running, no generators on, no nothing's on, turn the AC on, go shopping, go have dinner. I know my dog's going to be okay for 6 hours of AC. And then you can connect it if you're within 50 to 65 yards, I believe. I'm just going to say 50 so I'm safe. 50 yards, if you're doing something, what have you, I can connect my phone to actually look at, with the Firefly, to look at what the temperature is inside the vehicle. And I can turn my AC off or on from my phone, okay? But my dog's safe. Or if I'm having dinner and I'm in South Carolina on really hot days, not today, and I'm having dinner and I say, okay, it's really hot out, I'm gonna get the check. I can turn on my AC while I'm waiting for the check, so I go into the coach outside and my air conditioner's on, my coach is cold when it's really hot. So, underhood generator, 600 watts of solar, or 600 watts of lithium, 3,000 watt inverter, and 300 watts of solar.